Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the DeFi enthusiast from the Cryptoronans. I hope that you're all doing well. So I know that the markets have been crazy. They have been insane. People have been panicking. The fear and greed index has been at level 5, which is, ultra bearish. But this is the sign, my friends. My friends, if there was any time for you guys to start considering putting some serious money into crypto, now is the time. I know that that sounds like, people are going to be saying, oh, is this guy crazy? Because the thing is, I'm not emotional, okay? We don't work on emotions here. We work on fundamentals and we work on, getting the right mindset. Like imagine a few months ago, you were in a project or in a coin or anything, or even Bitcoin, for example, and you said, man, I wish I could buy Bitcoin at a discount. And now you have that discount, but psychologically, you are limiting yourself to not, have this opportunity. You're limiting yourself to basically not allowing yourself to experience this, right? And because of the fear on crypto Twitter, every second post regarding crypto is a doomsday post. But the reality is, guys, what I'm seeing here is a pattern that we haven't seen in a very long time. If we look at the Bitcoin and USD chart, that pattern seems to follow right here. Downward trend, sideways action, downwards trend, then it goes up, then we, sideways action, then down, then goes up, then, overall sideways pretty much. And then, we go up again, right? And so the thing is that what I feel is that this is completely, if you look at it, from here onwards, from this point to this point, we can clearly see the Wyckoff, events. Yeah. So if we have a look at this, right, the preliminary support, right, then we've got the selling climax, which takes it up, then automatic rally, right, and then secondary test, and then we see the climax again. And so if you see this aligns with the pattern right here. See that goes down, the selling climax, then sideways action. So basically, the Wyckoff, this entire approach, what this does is that it allows whales basically to create a lot of manipulation and some sideways action and then manipulation in order to buy whatever they want for cheap. And for you to actually sell your cryptos in fear. And that's exactly what's going on here, so, also what, in simple terms, it's also called the spring effect, right? Once you put the pressure, there's enough pressure, then, it just bounces back up, and then comes back down and then bounces back up. So this is, it's in 4 to 5 different phases, but we're starting to see that pattern of the Wyckoff chart, right here, around here. This, of course, nobody can time the bottom, but it feels like that now we're in that phase. And obviously, there have been a lot of liquidations. People have sold in fear. People have sold even a lot of their altcoins. Some have completely even lost their belief in altcoins. But the thing is, the reality is that if you're holding something which is, of a project or company that is actually still building, they're going to be the ones that are going to be winning. And that's where the biggest amount of gains come. Okay, you got to realize is that why am I in crypto? What am I doing? Do I understand what I'm holding? Do I understand this market? Am I just, shooting darts in the dark, or rather I would say arrows in the dark? And, you got to ask all of these questions, because with Crypto Ronins, for example, right, we have a complete system to guide you. We give you the best fundamental news, the best analysis. We also find projects very, very, very early before anybody. And the reality is, as boring as it sounds, holding on to real fundamentally strong projects and dollar cost averaging into them whenever there are dips and chances for that to take place, for you to increase your position, that is the only true way to make life-changing money. Okay? People can say whatever they want to, but there are very few traders that can actually make 6 figures. And most of the 6 figures in crypto are made by having a whole hodling, or as they say, or holding mentality, investing what you believe in, having the right fundamentals, having the right understanding. And we find the best projects in the space. We research them. We do deep dives. We do all that. That's why we recommend you join our newsletter, guys. It's so important. So I feel we're history repeat. We're seeing the Wyckoff chart, starting to take action, starting to take place. The thing is that, well, what do you have to realize is don't let these people, literally don't allow them to um make you sell your coins early, okay? Just don't do that. Because it's going to be so counterproductive for you. And you're not going to come out winning out of this. You're not going to be winners out of the situation, that's for sure. So, you have to be careful, guys. Another, I mean, if we look at really bullish news, Chainlink, one of our favorite projects, since 2019, huge news. Taylor Lindman has officially been appointed as chief counsel of the SEC government's crypto task force. So we thank Taylor for his great 5 years as a key part of the Chainlink Labs team in his role as deputy general counsel. We all look forward to modernizing the U.S. financial system together, taking it to the next level of its development and rapid growth. Guys, there are so many bullish catalysts. Even let me show you what I'm talking about. The guys behind Crypto.com, they have gotten an official license now to operate as a bank in the United States. This is massive, guys. They're going to be becoming a legal crypto bank operating in the U.S. They'll have operational licenses as a banking institution within the U.S. And I think that's absolutely massive, guys. There are so many bullish catalysts that are taking place here in crypto, and to basically not take advantage of them is a complete disservice to yourself. So yeah, guys, coming back to the Wyckoff chart, now we just have to look for the sign of strength, and basically we're going to be seeing this phase, playing out if everything goes according to plan, unless there's some black swan event or something. But the thing is, overall, guys, please do not be bearish. Okay, anybody who's being bearish on crypto right now, they're being emotional. Once again, once we start seeing tons of green candles again, and all these catalysts lining up and pricing into the charts, and then we're going to see the same people who were literally telling you to sell your crypto, to everything is over, everything is destroyed. They're going to be coming back, and they're going to be coming back with full force. So be careful who you follow, and you need the right information and the right guidance, guys, because not this market, honestly, to understand this market is a little bit, it can get really crazy at times. So you need some guidance, you need the right people, and it's also really, really time consuming, and it takes a lot of energy. So let us do the heavy lifting for you. Join our newsletter, get the right information, and we look forward to seeing you inside Crypto Ronins, guys, really, because we feel that, we work. I think with that, you'll have a really good platform, a really good base, and a good understanding. And of course, you're going to get some of the best, innovative projects that we find in the space given to you. With proper deep dives, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, all that stuff is done for you as well. We do all the heavy lifting so that you don't have to. So we look forward to seeing you inside. Don't worry about this, madness, that is taking place in the crypto markets right now. Have faith. If you can invest more, start dollar cost averaging step by step. If you can't, hodl on to what you believe in. If you genuinely believe in what you're holding. And of course, if you want to understand the crazy world of crypto, join Crypto Ronins as soon as possible. We look forward to seeing you inside. Lots of stuff. We'll be doing a lot more videos soon, a lot of things, and we're looking forward to that. And we've just been added with our newsletter. We're very excited. It's already started to publish. There's a lot of great alpha in there. So join in, don't miss out, and we look forward to seeing you making a ton of gains in the crypto space, because the markets are going to get very, very exciting, guys. Just like, it's a very simple concept. Okay. What goes down must come up, and what comes up must go down, and so on and so forth. And that's really where it's at. So guys, the Wyckoff is playing out, as you can see, correlate with that. And I think we'll be good. There are a lot of exciting times coming, and this is a perfect time to buy whatever you believe in. Of course, don't go all in, be careful. But again, none of this is financial advice, but, at least start positioning yourself. And if we see bigger dips, anything can happen due to a black swan event, then, you might want to put some capital for that point as well. But anyways, we look forward to seeing you inside Crypto Ronins. And this is me, the DeFi enthusiast from the Crypto Ronins, signing out. Take care, guys. Bye.